an incredibly small depiction of something that's immensely large, like a galaxy of hundreds of billions of stars. You're seeing it as this little dot, but this little dot that's flying through space, surrounded by other little darts with very similarly spaced distances.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan just revealed images that NASA reportedly wants erased, photos that may confirm the existence of extraterrestrial life. Images are so shocking that they could change everything we think about life beyond Earth. These revelations have sparked questions, doubts, and even excitement. But what secrets are hidden in these controversial pictures? And why is NASA allegedly trying to suppress them? Join us as we delve into this extraordinary revelation and uncover what NASA doesn't want you to see: the shocking image leak. Joe Rogan, known for doing the unthinkable with his podcast, recently dropped a bombshell that has sent UFO enthusiasts and skeptics alike into a frenzy. He revealed photos that he claims NASA desperately wants to erase from public memory. According to Rogan, these images undeniably prove extraterrestrial existence, showcasing objects and phenomena that conventional science cannot explain.
And oddly seems to be the case that it's like primarily happening in the United States. Like if you look at the difference between the UFO sightings around the world and the UFO sightings in the United States.
What makes these photos so controversial is their alleged origin and content. Rogan claims they were leaked by insiders who worked on classified projects within NASA. The images supposedly depict unidentified objects hovering near Earth's orbit, strange structures on the moon, and even what appear to be otherworldly figures. But guess what? If true, these photos could shatter everything we know about our place in the universe. But what would you say is why NASA, an institution dedicated to exploring space, would want to hide such evidence? You want to follow more closely from here, because we have a rude shock for you ahead. Many speculate that NASA fears mass panic or societal disruption if the existence of intelligent alien life is confirmed. Others believe the agency wants to maintain control over the narrative, suppressing evidence to protect hidden agendas. Rogan's revelations tap into a deep vein of public mistrust, fueled by decades of alleged UFO cover-ups, like the infamous Roswell incident and the Pentagon's more recent acknowledgement of unidentified aerial phenomena. But here's where things get even more interesting. Rogan isn't just relying on his reputation to back these claims. He has brought whistleblowers and experts on his podcast, including former military personnel and scientists, who support the idea that governments and space agencies have long known about extraterrestrials.
If aliens are real, I'm not 100% convinced, but I'm probably like 90% convinced. But if they are real,
Rogan paints a picture of a carefully orchestrated effort to keep humanity in the dark. Critics argue that the photos could be misinterpreted or even fabricated. They point to natural phenomena, optical illusions, or camera glitches as possible explanations. But Rogan counters these claims with his relentless pursuit of the truth, questioning why NASA hasn't provided more precise explanations or released all its data on UAP sightings. What keeps audiences hooked is the sheer weight of Rogan's narrative. He frames his argument as a quest for answers and a fight for transparency, urging the public to demand accountability from institutions like NASA. But now, whether you believe Rogan or not, his claims spark an essential conversation. What if these photos are real? What if the most profound discovery of our time has been deliberately hidden? The answers to these questions could redefine humanity's future, and that's why Joe Rogan's revelations are impossible to ignore. It is no news that Joe Rogan has been obsessed with the idea of extraterrestrial life for years. His podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, has become a platform where he dives deep into UFOs, aliens, and government cover-ups. Rogan has long challenged the official stories told by governments and institutions, especially when it comes to UFO sightings and encounters. In his conversations with guests, Rogan often presses for answers to questions that seem off-limits in mainstream media. For example, he asks why governments are reluctant to share what they know about UFOs. Rogan's stance is clear. If the truth about aliens exists, it should be shared with the world. His relentless curiosity keeps his listeners returning as he digs deeper into topics others shy away from. Now, talking about the photos in question. One of the most captivating moments on his podcast was when he examined a series of alien photos purportedly taken by an anonymous source. These photos were said to depict evidence of alien life, and Rogan didn't hold back in questioning their authenticity. Though grainy and unclear, the images showed what appeared to be strange, otherworldly figures and ships. Some pictures resembled beings with large, bulbous heads, an image many associate with the gray aliens described in numerous abduction stories. The photos confirmed many of the theories that Rogan had been discussing for years.
Field of view, when we have big monitors that we look at these when they come back, so we're looking at the original tapes.
So when it's taking off, how fast, when it just sort of like leaves the field of view and takes off to the left, how fast is that going?
That extraterrestrials are not only accurate, but have been interacting with humanity in secret. But Rogan is never one to take things at face value. He's known for his skepticism. Even when presented with potentially groundbreaking evidence, he digs deeper. When examining these photos, Rogan noted several things that made him question their legitimacy. For one, the clarity of the images was questionable. Despite claims that the photos had been taken with advanced equipment, they were still blurry. They lacked the fine detail you would expect from high-quality photographs. Rogan also pointed out the possibility of digital manipulation, hoaxes, and everyday issues that plague many supposed alien sightings. Another thing Rogan examined was the context of the photos. He had asked who took them and where they were taken. Plus, Rogan even invited experts on Joe Rogan's podcast to weigh in on the authenticity of the alien photos. Individuals like Dr. Stephen Greer, a well-known UFO disclosure advocate, and Jeremy Corbell, a documentary filmmaker focused on UFOs, have shared their insights. Both have explored extraterrestrial phenomena extensively and have been involved in investigating UFOs. They offered their opinions on the photos, providing context, theories, and interpretations.
There's now admitted an increased frequency. A Pentagon spokeswoman finally went off script. I was tracking the scripts for the last 2 years of what Pentagon spokespeople say about Commander Fravors' experience. Someone went off script last week in the New York Times, and she admitted there's an increased frequency of near misses because of these AAVs, anomalous aerospace vehicles.
Contributing to the ongoing debate about whether these images might represent tangible evidence of alien life. Some suggested that the photos could result from rare atmospheric phenomena or experimental military technology. Others argued they could be nothing more than misidentified objects in the sky. Despite the numerous theories, Rogan remained skeptical, emphasizing that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. But perhaps the most compelling part of Rogan's approach is his open-mindedness. Unlike many mainstream figures, Rogan isn't quick to dismiss out of hand the idea of extraterrestrial life. He listens to experts and witnesses who claim to have had personal encounters, giving them the benefit of the doubt while challenging them to provide evidence. This balanced approach makes Rogan a unique voice in the UFO conversation. But what if we tell you that Rogan's search for the truth doesn't just stop with government cover-ups or unexplained phenomena? He's also ventured into the unsettling world of alien abductions, a theory that has intrigued and terrified many. But Rogan doesn't simply accept the stories of those who claim to have been taken by extraterrestrials. He questions whether these experiences are real encounters or something deeper within our minds. Could sleep paralysis and alien abductions be connected? I bet you want to find out what Rogan thinks about this. The alien abduction theory. Remember, we said Joe Rogan's podcast has become a platform for deep dives into controversial topics, none more chilling than the theory of alien abductions. This theory has sparked fear, fascination, and endless debate. The idea that extraterrestrials are snatching people from their beds, taking them on strange journeys, and returning them with no memory of what happened is something many have reported. But what if there's more to these experiences than meets the eye? Undoubtedly, Rogan has long been fascinated by the phenomenon of alien abductions. He's not just interested in the stories themselves, though. He's interested in why so many people report similar experiences and what they could mean. He often brings on guests who claim to have been abducted by aliens, urging them to share their stories in full. Still, Rogan also takes the time to probe deeper into the psychology behind these experiences. One of the most fascinating aspects of the alien abduction phenomenon is the number of people who report strangely similar details. Many abduction stories share similar themes: the feeling of being paralyzed, an inability to move or speak, the presence of strange beings, and a sense of being taken against one's will. Some even describe a feeling of being physically examined or having implants placed in their bodies. These details are so consistent across different witnesses that it's hard not to wonder if there's more to it. But Rogan isn't quick to jump on the alien bandwagon. He's known for his balanced approach, questioning even the most outlandish claims. He acknowledges that the human mind can play tricks on us, especially during sleep. This brings us to an intriguing theory he often explores: the connection between alien abductions and sleep paralysis. In case you didn't know, sleep paralysis is when people wake up at night and find themselves unable to move.
They're in their bed, they can't move, aliens abduct them,
Paralysis.
or they're in a car, the car stops, they wake up, aliens abducted them.
They often experience a sense of pressure on their chest, a feeling of being watched, or even see shadowy figures lurking in their rooms. These terrifying experiences can be so vivid that many people believe they are being visited by supernatural beings, or in this case, aliens. But many have been wondering if it's possible that what people are describing as alien abductions is just the mind reacting to a natural sleep disorder. But Rogan has discussed this idea with multiple guests, exploring the connection between sleep paralysis and abduction stories. The physical sensations people report, like being unable to move, a feeling of weight on their chest, or the sight of strange beings, are often associated with sleep paralysis episodes. Could it be that the mind, in a state of paralysis, is projecting these terrifying images of aliens as a way to explain the fear and helplessness that accompany sleep paralysis? But that's not all. There's another theory that Rogan delves into: the idea that alien abductions could be linked to otherworldly dimensions. This theory suggests that these beings aren't necessarily from space, but from other dimensions or alternate realities. If we look at the experiences of people who claim to have been abducted, many describe entering strange environments that don't seem to exist in our world. They speak of being taken to ships that don't look like anything we've ever seen, and interacting with beings that don't fit any known description of life forms. Rogan's interest in the possibility of parallel universes and dimensions adds intrigue to the conversation. The idea of otherworldly beings crossing over into our reality fascinates Rogan. He's spoken to scientists and experts who believe that other dimensions could exist, and that there might be a way for beings from those dimensions to slip through into ours. As Rogan dives deeper into the possibility of dimensions beyond our own, he often brings up a surprising connection: psychedelic substances. Now, we are wondering if certain substances could be the key to unlocking doors to other realities. Rogan has discussed how these mind-altering experiences might allow humans to access realms where alien beings could exist. What do you think? Have you heard of this before now? Psychedelics and alien dimensions? It is no news that Joe Rogan has long been a believer that psychedelics may be the key to understanding other dimensions, and possibly even the realm where extraterrestrial life exists.
5-MeO is DMT with an oxygen molecule attached to it, which eliminates some, I don't know exactly how it works, but the visuals are very different. It looks very different, it feels very different.
He has often discussed how substances like dimethyltryptamine could allow humans to experience realities beyond our own. Rogan suggests that these experiences might be hallucinations and actual encounters with alien entities or beings from parallel dimensions. He argues that when people use psychedelics, they sometimes describe interactions with otherworldly figures, claiming that the experiences feel more real than anything in this world. Rogan often points out that many who experience DMT trips describe being taken to another dimension, a place filled with strange beings or entities that seem to exist outside of the normal space-time we know. According to Rogan, this could be more than just a chemical reaction in the brain. It might be access to a realm usually hidden from human perception. He believes that the use of psychedelics may allow people to cross into these realms, possibly even allowing contact with extraterrestrial beings or uncovering hidden aspects of the universe that remain beyond our grasp. But what if we tell you he's not alone in these thoughts? Many experts have joined Rogan in discussing how these experiences could be linked to dimensions we can't normally perceive. Some even speculate that aliens might use these substances to communicate with humans, or that our experiences with psychedelics could be the result of interdimensional encounters. These theories open up an entirely new way of looking at alien life and the possibilities of how humans might interact with it through altered states of consciousness. But that's not all, because Rogan also often explores how indigenous cultures, long before modern science, used plant-based psychedelics for spiritual journeys that seem to open doors to alternate realities. He questions whether these ancient experiences might have been early encounters with extraterrestrials, or visits to other dimensions long before science had any language to describe such phenomena. Ultimately, Rogan's ideas challenge everything we think we know about reality. He brings up a provocative point. What if alien contact isn't something that happens with spaceships or transmissions from outer space, but through a deeper connection, accessed by our minds, with the help of psychedelics? But for now, only time and further exploration may provide the answer. So what's the truth behind Joe Rogan's claims and the alien photos NASA wants hidden? The mysteries surrounding these photos and the strange theories Rogan discusses keep us questioning what we really know. But stay tuned, because the search for answers is far from over. As of January 2024, a satellite tracking website called Orbiting Now has reported over 8,377 active satellites orbiting the Earth. These satellites play a vital role in gathering information about our planet's clouds, oceans, land, and air. They also enable in-flight phone communications and play a vital role in connecting rural areas. However, an intriguing discovery emerged from a gravity mapping satellite. In 2018, researchers examining data from a satellite that had been inactive for 5 years stumbled upon remarkable findings that reshaped our knowledge of Antarctica's geological and geographical history. The discovery was made possible by the Gravity Field and Ocean Circulation Explorer (GEOCE) satellite, launched by the European Space Agency in 2009. Over 4 years, the GEOCE satellite meticulously mapped Earth's gravity field until its intentional destruction. Joe Rogan found it astonishing that this satellite contained gravity images that revolutionized our understanding of Antarctica. The new data provided further evidence that India, Australia, and Antarctica were once part of the same landmass called Gondwana, a subsection of the supercontinent Pangaea, over 180 million years ago. Today, remnants of this ancient continent lie hidden beneath Antarctica, presenting an unparalleled opportunity for exploration and the potential discovery of invaluable information. Number 19, Mystery of the Blood Falls, finally solved amongst the weirdest things that have been discovered in Antarctica. This might be the most shocking sight. The Blood Falls, mystery in the frozen continent's McMurdo Dry Valleys, has intrigued scientists for years. This crimson body of water, surrounded by white ice, has finally revealed its secret. Millions of years ago, as the Antarctic region changed, flooding occurred, forming lakes and pools. Cooling temperatures led to the formation of glaciers, trapping the water beneath layers of ice. Devoid of oxygen and isolated from the atmosphere, the water became rich in iron and highly salty. The iron oxidation in the brine, similar to rusting, gives it a striking crimson color. While the mystery of the Blood Falls hue has been unraveled, scientists acknowledge that much remains to be learned about the Blood Falls phenomenon.
Researchers also discovered iron-rich brine in the water, which oxidizes as soon as it makes contact with the oxygen in the air. This causes the waterfall to turn a red color.
Number 18. A wallet lost 53 years ago. You probably have lost your wallet at least once, but imagine losing it on a frozen planet with strange ties to Mars. Well, that's precisely what happened to retired Navy meteorologist Paul Grisham. After 53 years, workers on the White Continent contacted him, claiming they had found his wallet. So, how did it end up there? Let's go back over half a century ago when Paul was stationed in Antarctica during Operation Deep Freeze. From 1967 to 1968, he provided logistical support to civilian scientists on the continent. During the demolition of a building on Ross Island in 2014, Paul's wallet was discovered hidden behind a locker. Inside, it held items that captured moments from his life and Navy service, such as his Navy ID card, driver's license, beer ration punch card, and receipts for money orders he sent to his wife, among other things. Locating Paul, however, proved to be quite a challenge. The return of the wallet was made possible thanks to a group of amateur detectives who embarked on a weeks-long quest, exchanging emails, letters, and Facebook messages to track him down. When Paul was finally contacted, he was overjoyed. Interestingly, he couldn't even recall losing the wallet in the first place. He also shared fond memories of his time working on the icy continent. Number 17. 66 million years old fossil scientists sometimes encounter puzzling situations which seem to be devoid of logical explanations. Such was the case when researchers stumbled upon a fascinating reptile egg, estimated to be 66 million years old. Initially, the egg's true nature eluded them, earning it the nickname the Thing. Measuring 11 inches in length and 7 inches in width, it languished unidentified in Chile's National Museum for nearly a decade. Only recently, upon closer examination, did researchers realize its true identity as a giant egg, second in size only to the extinct elephant bird's egg. The egg is believed to have been laid by a mosasaur, an ancient sea lizard. The presence of nearby baby and adult mosasaur and plesiosaur skeletons suggests that the area may have served as a nursery. The egg's large size and delicate shell indicate unique reproductive adaptations associated with mosasaur gigantism. Scientists are still investigating whether the ancient reptile hatched on land or underwater, akin to modern sea snakes and turtles. It is truly remarkable how a single egg can unveil such revelations.
In 2018, a paleontologist suggested it might be an egg, but scans showed that there was no skeleton inside the egg. They tried to match it with a dinosaur's egg, but decided it wasn't. Then they suspected a link with mosasaurs.
Number 16. Rainforest and fossils. Speaking of signs of life, it's fascinating to consider that the Antarctic region was once home to rainforests. Given its current icy climate, it's hard to envision tropical trees and creatures thriving there. However, it is indeed possible. Before Antarctica became a frozen desert after the Ice Age, it was a warm tropical region teeming with lush rainforests. Some even speculate that civilizations thrived in this warm land until it was engulfed by ice. This theory gains support from the discovery of fossilized wood samples, tropical tree remnants, and leaf impressions, all of which provide evidence of past rainforests in the region. Additionally, scientists have unearthed numerous fossils of marine animals, birds, and even dinosaurs from the Cretaceous period, indicating a once warm environment. Furthermore, scattered fossils of a beetle species dating back 20 million years suggest a warm climate. These remarkable findings lead us to wonder if Antarctica might still conceal hidden rainforests, harboring unknown creatures, and possibly even civilizations within its depths. Number 15. Singing ice. In a surprising discovery, researchers in Antarctica stumbled upon a singing glacier. The expansive Ross ice shelf, which is roughly the size of France, emits an eerie and almost melodic sound. This unique phenomenon is a result of the winds sweeping across the snow dunes, causing them to collide and create vibrations that produce continuous seismic tones. Thus, the ice shelf is in a perpetual state of song. Although these sounds are not audible to human ears, scientists have utilized seismic sensors to listen to the haunting melodies. They describe the tunes as deeply sorrowful and melancholic, evoking a sense of terror. Initially, the singing was stumbled upon incidentally, as researchers were studying other behaviors of the ice shelf using seismic sensors. However, they have since realized that the song changes as the environment evolves. Consequently, they now employ the song as a means to monitor the stability and vulnerability of the ice shelf, keeping a close eye on any potential collapse indicated by alterations in the music's composition. This captivating discovery has raised intriguing questions about the possibility of glaciers one day producing songs that can be heard by human ears. Number 14. The Colossal Squid Expedition. The colossal squid is an incredible creature, known for its enormous size. It's believed to be one of the largest creatures in the ocean, growing over 46 feet long. The first specimens of this species were actually found in the stomach of a sperm whale back in 1925. But it wasn't until 2003 that a complete female colossal squid was discovered in the Ross Sea, measuring 18 feet long. This creature was once thought to be a mythical legend, but now an expedition is underway in Antarctica to learn more about it. The nonprofit organization Colossal is leading the expedition, using advanced subsea cameras and lighting systems developed by Subsea Imaging. They hope to answer important questions about the colossal squid, like its size, preferred habitat, breeding behavior, and the function of its massive eye. They're curious if the eye is used for offense, defense, or if it's attracted to light displays. They also want to understand how the squid uses bioluminescence. The timing of the expedition is significant, as it coincides with the 100th anniversary of the first discovery of the colossal squid in 1925. Number 13. A huge icefish colony. In the icy depths of Antarctica's Weddell Sea, scientists made an extraordinary discovery during a routine analysis of the seafloor. They stumbled upon an immense colony of fish nests, the largest ever observed. This sprawling nest covered an area of approximately 240 square kilometers, 92 square miles. The nests themselves were meticulously constructed, measuring 15 centimeters deep and 75 centimeters in diameter, with a distinctive arrangement of small stones amidst the muddy seabed. Each nest cradled anywhere between 1,500 to 2,500 eggs, often protected by an adult icefish. The research team, initially astonished, spent the following 4 days documenting an astounding number of over 60 million active nests. To put the size of this colony into perspective, it is nearly as vast as Orlando, Florida. This discovery holds significant implications for the local food chain, as these fish serve as a crucial food source for Weddell seals. Surprisingly resilient, these creatures have antifreeze in their bloodstream, making them among the hardiest inhabitants of this region of the ocean. Number 12. World's oldest pyramids. Imagine this. When we think of pyramids, our minds naturally wander to Egypt, with its warm climate and ancient pharaohs. But what if you find out that pyramids were once found in the unlikeliest of places? Antarctica? Yes, you heard that right. It turns out that a civilization once thrived in Antarctica, constructing pyramids to withstand the harsh environment of the region. Mainstream geologists have long been perplexed by how life could have possibly flourished in the extreme conditions of Antarctica. However, in 2016, scientists stumbled upon something intriguing. Satellite imagery captured a peculiar formation jutting out of the ice. Despite the remote and treacherous nature of the area, they believed it was evidence of a man-made pyramid. These structures had a striking resemblance to their Egyptian counterparts. But here's the kicker. The Antarctic pyramid is actually much larger than the Great Pyramid of Egypt. So why aren't we hearing more about it? Well, the truth is that scientists have been unable to physically access these pyramids. Consequently, the possibility arises that ancient human ancestors once inhabited and thrived in the icy continent of Antarctica. Sadly, all signs of their existence are now buried beneath the snow. Number 11. 5,000-year-old penguin graveyard. Whales, seals, albatrosses, seabirds, and penguins are the main residents of the South Pole, enduring its extreme conditions. In 2020, scientists made a remarkable discovery in the Ross Sea region of Antarctica. They stumbled upon a 5,000-year-old graveyard of Adelie penguins, shedding new light on the area's long-standing inhabitants. This region is known to house almost 1 million breeding pairs of Adelie penguins annually. The graveyard contained mummified and seemingly fresh remains of penguin chicks, as well as older fossils.
So there were these incredible fossils. We first discovered them in 2006 that started changing our ideas about penguin evolution,
indicating that the area has served as a penguin breeding ground for millennia. Radiocarbon dating revealed that the penguins occupied the site during 3 distinct periods, with the earliest dating back 5,000 years. The most recent occupation ended around 800 years ago, possibly due to the onset of the Little Ice Age. However, in time, the breeding ground may once again be filled with Adelie penguins, continuing the legacy that began 5,000 years ago. Before we continue, make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to stay updated with our future videos. Number 10. 1 million-year-old DNA. In the frigid waters of the Scotia Sea, just north of Antarctica, a momentous breakthrough has been achieved by scientists. They have unearthed ancient DNA from deep-sea sediments, dating back an astonishing 1 million years. This extraordinary discovery represents the most ancient marine sedimentary DNA ever documented, commonly referred to as ctDNA. So what exactly is ctDNA? It can be likened to a molecular time machine, a cutting-edge technique that enables researchers to peer into the past and unravel the identities of past oceanic life forms and their time of existence. This revolutionary method is of utmost significance, as it provides insights into marine organisms that do not leave behind fossils, such as krill, a vital food source for Antarctic wildlife, including penguins, seals, and whales. To achieve this breakthrough, an international team, including scientists from the University of Tasmania and the University of Bonn, delved deep into the ocean's history, meticulously analyzing sediments collected during the IODP Expedition 382 in 2019. Stringent measures were taken to prevent contamination and ensure the authenticity of the ancient DNA they unearthed. Number 9. Shipwreck of Shackleton's Endurance. In Antarctica, the shipwreck of Sir Ernest Shackleton's Endurance has been discovered, marking a remarkable find in the history of polar exploration. The Endurance, famously used by Shackleton during his ill-fated 1914 to 1917 Imperial Trans-Antarctic expedition, became trapped in ice and eventually sank. The wreckage was recently located by a team of researchers exploring the Weddell Sea. That brings us to the end of this video. Do you think we are genuinely on the verge of uncovering extraterrestrial life? Or are these just wild theories? Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click on the following video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.